Hi everyone, welcome to Pjs Thriving, and I really just feel like I have fell off the earth somewhere, and I'm trying to ground myself and come back and get back together. Last time I even did a video was when we started Susie Buey's 30-day reset challenge. I know in those 30 days I started off so good. The week before, the week of that first week, I did so good. And then for me, just everything fell apart, and I didn't want to keep posting and putting things up that were just sad or negative. I don't want my channel to be always something happening that's bad or negative, but this whole last month has just really brought me down. Within 2 weeks, we lost 3 good friends, and one of them was really close good friend, and that just kind of knocked our socks off. And we knew that eventually this one was going to pass away, but it came upon so fast that it just left us, I guess our heads were spinning. There was so much. And Jack was a very good friend. He was also, my husband owns a mechanic shop. He was also my husband's landlord, but we all kind of became like a family over the last 15 years, and he was also our neighbor, and our businesses helped each other. And then I started helping him. He was an elderly man, and I have a soft part in my heart that elderly people need to be helped, and when I see somebody getting used or taken advantage of, I try to help and step in and intervene. And I kind of did that with Jack, and it was his stepchildren and his wife's family that was doing that to him, and he spent a lot of time at his garage where, and he would tell us stories, and his credit cards would come up missing, and his cash would come up missing while he was at home. His keys would come up missing, and then somebody would ransack or rob his car lot. And throughout the years, some of the kids stole cars, stole motorcycles, took them for joy rides, and then, kids do those kind of things, but these were young adults when they were doing that to him, and teenagers, older teenagers and young adults. And there's a couple that, they never grew out of that, and they just continued to use him and rip him off. And our joke between him and I and my husband and all of his really good friends was that I was his personal sheriff, because I kept all that in check and kept his checkbook in line and kept his credit cards in line. I mean, he spent and did what he wanted to with it, but I just kept it all locked down so it couldn't get stolen, and he couldn't be ripped off as bad. I helped him get some wheels done, and when it came closer to the end, there's certain things that he wanted, and I just made sure that it got done. And he ended up being a very good friend and a mentor, and that just kind of put us all on pause for a good 2 weeks. Oh, well, about a week and a half after he passed. So there was a lot that was happening and a lot of things that had to get done. And meanwhile, because I am one of those soft-hearted people, I give too much of myself. Everything for me was put on hold, and I was helping everybody else. And I think just one day, it was right after the funeral, it all caught up. I didn't cry. I was just trying to be the strong person and doing everything that everybody needed, and then it just all caught up to me, and I just felt like I got sucker punched in the chest and put me down for a couple of days. But it's part of life. This process is part of life, and everybody deals with grieving and sadness and loss in a different way. And then I feel like I've not been on my game because I keep talking about I'm getting ready to have knee surgery. Well, knee surgery is happening July 15th. So it's not just a torn meniscus. The meniscus where they did the surgery last year has torn again, and there's a part where he had to shave out last year, so it left a little space. Well, in that space, a cyst has grown and has become very bothersome and irritating. I also have a bone spur in there, and then that's on the inside of the knee, of the left knee, and then on the outside of that same knee, just under the kneecap, I have 2 fissure kind of tears in the cartilage, and one of them is pretty big, pretty severe. It goes all the way, it's torn all the way down to the bone. So they're gonna go in and try and fix that. If they can't, then they're gonna go ahead with the replacement, and they'll have to open up the whole knee. So I'll find out when I wake up. So, but he's pretty confident that we will be able to do this with the microscopic surgery. But because there's more involved than just a meniscus tear or a cyst, and because they're going to have to file down on that bone spur, my recovery on this is 6 to 8 weeks on crutches, and that it's probably going to be painful. He wants me to start physical therapy. That's like 3 days past. So now, since I ended up being so busy doing all this other stuff, my dad kind of went out on left field and called the crisis center about ending his life, and I had to deal with that, and he was in the hospital for observation for 3 days, and boy, he didn't like that at all. So I'm trying to help him out too, you know, since my brother's gone and my nephew's working. My dad is elderly, and has advanced emphysema. He wears oxygen part of the time. He's supposed to wear it more, but he doesn't. And he just has other health issues, and he is going through a lot after losing. He lost my mom 5 years ago, then he lost my brother in January because of COVID, and I'm trying to deal with him through all of this. Now, before Mr. Jack passed away, block that my husband is on, there was his mechanic shop on the corner, Jack's car lot in the middle, and then the other corner was Jack's niece, who owned a little hot dog stand. Years ago, it was her grandparents, who used to be a grocery store, and then it evolved and changed from grocery store to, or gas station grocery store to pre-made kind of deli item sandwiches and blue jeans and work overalls. Jack was worried about his niece Carolyn in the hot dog store and her not making it, and she's just almost 72. And they worked out a deal where my husband bought her land, her property. So all of this has happened in less than a month. It's been very busy, and I'm still trying to work on my house and change some rooms over. So now I'm in crunch mode because I have 11 days until the surgery. Whew, and a lot to do. So the one room I need to get finished because that is going to kind of be like our kind of exercise room. So that will help me also with my own PT here that I'll be doing here at the house. So that's my next venture. That's what I'll be doing today, tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be done with it by tomorrow, but that's going to be a whole nother video. I'll show you the before, the during, and the after. That's where I'm at, and I have to be honest that after that first week of Susie Buey's 30-day reset, I just fell off everything. I wasn't eating too crazy, but not the healthiest, and the whole weight loss thing just kind of got put on the back burner. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm still watching myself say, no, I'm not gonna have that. Still doing my fluids the way I'm supposed to. I have absolutely no idea. I've been too scared to get on the scale. And I think I'm just gonna wait until after the surgery when I'm able to be up and start moving. And because during the surgery, there's, you know, for that, especially for about a week, there's not a whole lot I'm gonna have and say so. So I'm just gonna get through this, and then I'll be back on track as far as my weight loss, because compared to where I was a year ago, I have I went backwards, and I'm not worse than where I was a year ago. I'm still better than where I was a year ago, but I'm not where I want to be. That is where I am today, and I'm excited to share the next 2 videos with you. There's kind of like a part 2 of this one, but that one is not about all the bad things and sad things that have happened for the last month. It's where I'm going, and I'm getting involved in something that's going to be really exciting, and I want to say it's probably also life-altering for where I am and what I'm doing. So I'm getting involved in something big. For me, it's big. So that'll be coming in the next week, I'm sure. So everybody, thank you so much for watching and for supporting and sticking with me. And if you have not yet subscribed, I promise you it's not always bad or down or depressed. There's a lot of up and downs, but that's part of a whole weight loss journey. But I'll be back on track with physical fitness kind of things and weight loss things. Leave me a comment if you're new, and I will come check you out and help support you as well as best as I can. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe. Have a great week. Bye, guys.